I Scott Alito Starkup heard something. Haruki, Ichigo, do you hear something? Yes, as I do note, as I Haruki had to run to yeah, some vehicle has went over the house over the border wall to blitz dinos in the inside. Yes, this is I Ichigo wonder, where did it land it? I Haruki note, likely on Blitz Street, Blitz dinos in Ule, Blitz dinos in Ia, maybe in front of, we must vigorously investigate what has happened, as some event occurred on the Blitz dinos in the inside as we must telephone the fellow. It's an overseas call, I Scott must message the fellow, being Chris Blitz Star. Get out your pocket mate or phone, or go on computer nearby if it's still on, and start messaging him immediately.
Scott, cousin Haruki, and Ichigo, Ichimo Alito Starkup also note the subject when I arrive home. This is I also to get a hold of the Blitz Stars, also the neighbors on Jinsaku Street, and to review video security camera, smart video doorbell camera or vehicle dashcam footage.
I Trixie do note something behind the Alito Starkups. This as I go to the Alitopian Blitz dinos in the border, but to go anti-clockwise on this roundabout and then head south from Alitotronics Street east to Jinsoku Street, as there's a border crossing to enter the Republic of Blitz dinos in Ia from Synergy, Kingdom of Ilitopia, in which both countries are part of Tronic Diamond Union, Ilitopia under Type S meaning the Elio is kept, Blitz dinos in Ia under Type 2 meaning the sickle must be primary used but keep the common measurement system. This as I enter the city's Japantown district, as I do note, signs in Japanese mostly bilingual with English, some trilingual with Elitish. Aha, this must be the BZD market with the said markings, as I wonder how it occurred. This is Scott Alito Starkup told me on the phone a while ago, some car goes over his home is caught on video security camera at the neighbor's house, then the hammer whack at said car resulting in markings at the store and alarm mayhem at the store with fire and intruder alarm. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, the ban hammer whacks at the store, the ban hammer whacks at the store, the ban hammer whacks at the store. I must have to stop at the Alito Starkups to talk to them to see what's going on. Mark Zaniel's, I note the analog speedometer on your car, 2026, EY1026 Flex Rex PHEVRS, showing Kina nitros per choi and kilometers per hour, secondary showing CIO matros per trocant, and the digital speedo within the tachometer and power meter combo showing KCH and KPH. But what is this on the pod gauge and the full-width windshield display? I do note the vels and velocitels in TGM and primal dozenal and distance units in pent qualentals and trinagraphuts, but what is this adjacent? 0 veg and the numbers in X-pad? Corey Zanders, those being Vega and speed and the Shamapada, in the Shastadari Sezimal, or base 6, Senary measurement system. Raptor, I do note, duodecimal as you mention is lower script Z, octal is lower script O, and Senary is lower script S, as the duodecimal numbers I note mentioning A and B for DEK and L. How do you know the Senary measurement system? Fera, once I searched online at sezimal.toga.online. How it says as follows, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 then dozen is 2 doubles 0 singles, then dozen 1 to dozen 5 from 0 to 17 is 18 is 30, 19 is 31 is 3 doubles 1 single, 24 is 4 doubles 0 singles being 50. For 6 to power of 2, 36, to be NIF, for 6 to power of 3, 216, called in ARDA is for 6 to power of 6, 46,656 being Shadera is 5 times 6 to power of 5, in Sezimal being 5 and 5 zeros being 5 NIF ARDA multiplied by 6, 1 Shadera. This is I Corey Zanders must review your notebook on the prefixes 6 to power of 12 and greater. No wonder you mention 1 double 0 singles to power of 2 doubles 0 singles, 1 and 12 zeros, Tishadara, as you mention Caesar to power of 30 Trishadara, power of 4Z Char Shadera, power of 50 being Pan Shadera, power of NIF, 36, being Nidara, power of NIF 6 being Nishadara. NIF dozen being Nidishadara, as I noted you binded the booklet on the pages you printed off from the said site. Yes, Corey Zanders. This is UMZ Trex the subject in the gauges of the Raptor Mobile? Yes. Good thing the fuel and EV range remains as kilometers and Kina nitros, as with the odometer in the gauge area on screen on driver's side as it's concerning the subject regarding Shamapada, pent qualentals, and trinagraphuts, vels. Velocitels in Vegas in the pod gauge and the full-width windshield display, as with the Sezimal clock? I must take a look at the notebook again. Day is Adina, 1 Uda is 40 minutes, 6 Udas is 4 hours, 1 Pasha is a nifth of the Uda of 1 minute 6 and 2/3 seconds, 1 Ugrima is a nifth of a Pasha of about 1.851 seconds, 1 Anuga being base unit of time of about 51.440 milliseconds, Boda being a nif of a Anugas of about 1428.898 microseconds. 6 Anugas about 308.642 milliseconds, 6 Ugrimas about 11.111 seconds, 6 Pashas equal 6 minutes 40 seconds or over 11 decinutes, 11 decinutes 11.11 decions, or 4 Dino Choice 629.63 trocants. No wonder you included the date part in Sezimal. I must get my phone to determine the date part then convert to Gregorian and a little date in decimal. You mentioned the 36 day per month since the last 2 digits. This being day of the year, and the year part, Fera. Noted, Mark Zaniel's, being 4430, 4 Arda, 4 NIF 30 for year, 0124, NIF dozen 4 for day. This being 1026 and 52. Being Elite Day 52 of EY1026 for PGL Beta 23rd being Sunday February 22nd, 2026 and the time, toward 4Z3 UTA, 4Z255 being 2635 being Universal Time, being 1759 UTC, 12:59 PM, 1799 TRX and 74.9 EMT, toward 1 Belinda ELC. Yes, Corey Zanders as it just crossed 1300 hours, 75.0 EMT, 1900 TRX, 4Z3 o'clock, top of Dwell 9 in Rio das H on PGL Beta 23rd, EY1026, ED052 and Sunday February 22nd, 2026. We have 60 minutes to the Happy New Month Korhata Pian Lam of 988 CJE, 4324, 4 Arda, 3 NIF dozen 4, 6 Grov 2 DOS 4 and dozenal being dozen, do, 12th and final month of the KbDZT year, KbDZT New Year 989 CJE on Wednesday, March 25, 2026 and Vites Gamma 23rd. EY1026 ED083 in next 5 hex weeks. Noted being 1 p.m. as the clock tower adjacent just playing the Westminster chimes then tolling 1 bell. This is for you Corey. I glanced at my Pocket Mate screen. Update to Alt-Verse Esports. Vites lead 2-0, as map 3 to start soon. This explains the car radio gets tuned from esports broadcast to, wait a minute, you tuned car radio on your 2026 Flex Rex PHEVRS Raptor Mobile to 95.00 MHz on FM band? This being radio audio simulcast of RDKTV, is VWGT still on? No. RDKTV paused the VWGT simulcast for now, as VWGT was VWGT casting the said esports match since halftime map 1, as Trex Vision 8 and Breeze Vision 3 also Jinx TV terminated the VWGT simulcast. Jinx TV hands off to Jinx 24, as TXV8 and BZV3 airs amended programming. As they air rebroadcast of Sprunki Soundbox on Lunar New Year from last Wednesday as RDKTV airs amended programming. Which program? Simulcast of EL-NYE News 24-dek Mills EL-NYE News Enter. Yes, this is Corey Zanders note, RDKTV does not want esports on main channel as they have 3 sub-channels devoted to it. When was halftime map 1? Hold on while I start voice call with friend. Shaker, Mickey Decryptor, Mickey Daniels, I am Raptor, Mark Zaniel's, Mark Z Cryptor off duty. When was halftime map 1? Reviewing the Shaker compy log. Halftime map 1 since 11:30 and 10. VWGT cast was announced since 11:30 and 0. VWGT cast start at 11:31 and 10 with 10-second countdown at 11:31 and 0. Jinx safety system kicked in on Jinx TV and immediate handoff to Jinx 24 while Triangle Shield activated on Triangle Television for live esports gamer battle at 11:31 and 11. Trex Vision 8 and Breeze Vision 3 cut to clock ident since 11:31 and 12. Triangle TV, Jinx TV, TXV8 and BZV3 terminates VWGT cast, as for RDKTV paused the VWGT airing for RDKTSRT lunch bites. 11:31 AM. I am Corey Zanders, also off duty, Shaker, any shows aired on RDKTV after RDKTSRT lunch bites. Fera, at 12:30 being Zeno 24 simulcast then at 1300 hours EL-NYE News 24-dek Mill simulcast with AUTOCENSOR News. Shaker. Yes, Trexer, Rex C Cryptor. The VWGT cast is continuing for over 90 minutes, non-stop. Is it toward end of match, or would they hand off back to the host Robert James? Heard from RDKTVSP, no word from VWGT production crew so far. They are monitoring the VWGT feed. Are they on alert from the production crew of VWGT? Yes. By the way, any word on map 3 start? To begin soon. Noted on livestream, ETA start in T-0M51s. Timer is activated at 50s at time of check.
I Robert TB Cryptor, Kong, Robert Trex Blitz also had to set my timer to 100 seconds, 1 minute 40 since 13:03 and 30 as I also noted the countdown timer on upper left via stream. It to sound the bell at timer expiration. Based on timing, to aim to start after 13:05 and 0. This is for you Trexer, any updates from RDKTSR personnels in watch parties?
Heard from RDKtron, RDK Diam, RDK Can, RDK CJP, RDK Zeno, RDK Kudo, and those at EDA, EL-NYE GR Bar, Neo Arena, Neo GR Bar, and citing WBC News, also Trix 9, and NX 24, plus RDK Doge, and RDK Neon, plus Ryo S Cryptor. Watch parties is electric, awaiting map 3, Inferno. Based on the horns on the Shaker timer and bell on Kong timer, indicating to start imminent.
Yes. This is the timer has reached 0 as I silence the bell as Shaker runs command to cancel the timer.
Robert TB Cryptor, I Dance, Daniel Z Cryptor. Daniel Zaracon must note even the bell on your Kong timer is quite loud even when you replace the air horn with bell.
Trexer.
Yes, Claw.
I heard from Rexy and Swift, from RDK Doge and RDK Nia. They say, they ran a poll in R8664 Vision, on the potential outcome. Many voted for Vitality to win. Another poll was run, stayed in favor of 3-0 result.
Noted. This is I must monitor map 3 very closely. Yes, Trexer and Claw. This is I Mickey Decryptor must also monitor the 1306 and 0, 1306 and 0. Map 3 live esports match gamer battle start at 1306 and 0, 1810 TRX and 0, 75.4 EMT and 16. Shaker, you sure, 1306 and 0? Yes, Mark Zaniel's. This is for you Corey Zanders, as an abundance of caution, halt DVR record of VWGT now. DVR is currently not in use. DVR recording was stopped of VWGT since 11:30 AM, it was armed to record via RDK TV. Good, go head to your CRZ mobile, as I go to my Raptor mobile, follow my car as we to head to Alito Plaza Center but we are not heading to EDA or Alito GR Bar. We to meet with my brother Zion Zaniel's, as he messaged me, he wants us to head there as we to head to EL-NYE Central shortly after arrival.
Yes, Mark Zaniel's as I zipster do note, we'd head to Trex Water Park afterward, unless the folks at EL-NYE Central also to do the HNMCJP Tronic way as well.
Raptor, I dare in 48 wonder, are you also to root for Vitality and Aristar Diamond Knights? I don't mind on alt-verse esports, however I am unsure on football, based on records, would be a heated football game potentially leading into overtime, or at least a 1-point or 1-possession game after whistle at end of fourth quarter either for opponent or for the team you said, the Diamond Knights. Corey, I Fera am leaning on Diamond Knights. Noted, Corey Zanders, as I Raptor wonder on Zion Zaniel's pick on said football teams. I Daniel Raid Zutter talked to Zipster, he said, he is undecided. Mark Zaniel's, that TV. Your friend Corey Zanders tuned it to Channel 1 being the event channel for EL-NYE Central and which is off air as it's tuned to Channel 5, RDK TV. This is I note the EL News 24 Dek Mill correspondent as I Darren 48 tune the other TV to Channel 6, Vera. And to Photobomb on TV on EL News 24 Dek Mill Silum Cast on RDK TV and Trex Vision 8. VWGT episode terminated. This is I note subject on Vero on lower thirds as RDK TV just noted on it within a few seconds as RDK TV SP producers fired programming alert notice sting. You said, Corey Zanders, DVR is not in use? Yes, however it is now armed for football on Annex Bowl, at 7 o'clock. That is a must. This is for you Zion Zaniel's. You go program your and my DVR at the Zaniel's for football match at 1900 hours, 00.0 EMT, 0000 TRX Sunday February 22nd, 2026 and Biada's Beta 24th, EY1026, ED053.
It is already armed, Mark, at 7 o'clock p.m., 1900 hours.
Since when? And which channel?
Prior to when we enter as I note the subject on car radio on my Zipster mobile prior to ignition off. It to be recorded from Elitosport Net 1.
Becomes the esports broadcast in the Silimcast. This is the said match is trending and popular as it's red hot. This warrants the show to conclude, as watch parties in this verse is going a buzzy to this minute, as the hosts and the crew has been reassigned to cover for subject and related ones. However tonight's VWG2N to be preempted not due to esports but football, not soccer nor Aussie rules ones, but gridiron football this in relation to Annex Bowl 2026, occurring day after Elito Bowl 66, as the coverage to begin at 6:30 p.m. Elite City as kickoff at 7 o'clock Choi and Desinute 0, top of Crown 0 with highlights of yesterday's Elito Bowl 66. Airing at 6 o'clock this evening Elite City time on Vero Plus, Aerovision and Aero Breeze, but not on Vero Television. This is Silimcast Elito News 20.
This is Zipster already amended the DVR recording for you, bro. Mark Zaniel's regarding tonight's VWG2N as the host said, to be preempted, as I cancelled the DVR recording of VWG2N as it conflicts with DVR recording of football. This is for you Corey Zanders, you should have done it as well.
Operation is already preformed. This is my brother Jared Zanders told me via messaging. He cancelled the DVR recording of tonight's VWG2N to be preempted, as he to arm the DVR for football as he to join the watch party but he won't be arriving for HNM Korhata Pian event at EL-NYE Central. He's not spectating esports either, as he to arrive to Elito Plaza Center to shop at boutiques. Corey Zanders, this is we must head to the boutiques area. This is we might end up watching the CORJOT countdown via the balcony overseeing the EL-NYE Central, as I Mark Zaniel's to get something at the boutiques. Same as I Corey Zanders.
Me too, for Zipster.
Okay, this is we to head to the exit. This is we go as a group of 3, as Darren 48 told me, he to remain at EL-NYE Central. The said TV tuned to esports on Vero is just tuned by Lion Jared Raystar to the dedicated channels, to be used for the sequence starting in less than 20 minutes. And the other TV tuned to RDK TV tuned back to the previous channel by King Richard Jinx Star.
Yes, Mark Zaniel's as it's time that said TVs need to be tuned to the said channels for the event. However I do heard, you to be shopping at the boutiques, and may not have time to return to EL-NYE Central as the sequence may be in progress at that time when you return. As you can watch the action at the balcony as you said, or on the televisions at Elito Plaza Center as it to be tuned to the feed direct from EL-NYE Central starting at 1:40 p.m, Elito Costa to host watch party of subject to begin after half past.
King Richard Ginster, I Lion Jared Raystar talked to Kevin Elito Arrow, he said, it to be scheduled to start at 1:30 p.m. in the next 4 minutes. As he to be hosting the watch party of the football event as the Elito Bowl 66 watch party was a huge turnout at Elito Costa, even the zone and chicken hut was also packed.
This also goes for Xenopolian football last weekend, ends up bust on Xenobowl 30. Ends up obscene event involving topless females during second quarter but no instances at Elito Plaza Center as they play it safe as I blanked the feeds with the universal no prohibition symbol on gradient background even when AUTOCENSOR gets toggled as the audio portion is allowed to be aired in. Switch from Xenosport to Elito Sports Radio. Not only it's the happy new month for Jatopian, nor the vitality for a vision all for Esports, the main hype is on football for tonight's INEX Bowl 2026. Aerostar Diamond Knights versus Iron Topless Iron Fists at Aero Stadium tonight at 7. This is someone came to me, being Daniel Raidser, Darren 48, Daniel, who are you to be rooting for, in football tonight?
Football, regarding NX Bowl 2026, would be Aerostar Diamond Knights, as I messaged my friend Anvil, Richard into an esports watch party. He to root for the D-Knights in football as I to follow suit. This after esports watch party, he to join with me and my friends as we to head to Alito Costa to spectate some football after hanging out around downtown. However, I am here for HNMCJP countdown this hour.
I do want to interrupt as we to continue off after ad break as we must urgently pass you this programming notice for those on RDK 3000 TriStar television service, Trex Vision 8 and Breeze Vision 3. We regret to inform you that today's episode of BWGT needs to conclude as we have this memo coming from Vero, Aero and Synergy Media stating the show needs to conclude this as the Alt vs Esports match in Counter-Strike 2 of the Grand Finals of the PGL, Cluj-Napoca 2026 of Vitality and Paravision, in the BWGT cast becomes the esports broadcast in the Silimcast. This is the said match is trending and popular as it's red hot. This warrants the show to conclude, as watch parties in this verse is going a buzz even to this minute, as the hosts and the crew has been reassigned to cover for subject and related ones. However, tonight's VWG2 end to be preempted not due to esports but football, not soccer nor Aussie rules ones, but gridiron football. This in relation to ANX Bowl 2026, occurring day after Alito Bowl 66, as the coverage to begin at 6:30 PM Elite City as kickoff at 7 o'clock Choi and Desinute 0, top of Crown 0 with highlights of yesterday's Alito Bowl 66. Airing at 6 o'clock this evening Elite City time on Vero Plus, Aero Vision and Aero Breeze, but not on Vero Television. This is Silimcast Alito News 24 Deck Mills 24 Alitopian hours, then RDKTSRT and Trex 8 News to be priority. We to be taking a programming break. I am Sean Alito Trax and this is Alito News Center on Alito News 24 Deck Mill. We to be right back in a few.
This is RDK 3000 TriStar today. I am Chris K. Cryptor. Jakur, Chris Kaistar.
And I am Mark E. Cryptor. Mark Elitastar, broadcasting live and direct from RDK 3000 TriStar RDK Newsline News Center over at RDK 3000 TriStar Main HQ in Elite City, Federal District, EL-NYE.
We are powered up always on all RDK networks, television, radio, streaming and more. The latest at this hour.
This is it's nearing 7 o'clock at MELC. 50.0 EMT, 1200 TRX, meaning 1700 hours KbTS. 5 o'clock PM Silver City is the Sprunki Soundbox episode on gamer music slated to air as we take you to the vidcast of Omnivision Sprunki Soundbox, with substitute hosts Soren and Pinky as Wender and Gray to be broadcasting at Silver City Convention Center during Tronic Diamond Gamer Expo 2026 shortly. If there's any programming notices on Fate of VWGT, to be via lower thirds.
Welcome to the Sprunki Soundbox, as we have a special episode for you as I'm Oren Sprunki and this is Pinky.
Yes, as where did Wender and Gray off to?
They to report live on location at the gaming event being held in adjacent to KbDZT Federation Kingdom.
New Smurfetia, Juliet City?
No, adjacent to it. They are in the Tronic Diamond Union in Cluj-Napoca as they are in Silver City, as they had to convert Canbor credits to Tronic Diamond sickles upon arrival at airport this morning, as there is a gaming convention taking place since past several days being the Tronic Diamond Gamer Expo 2026, KB.P21, KB.STY Grove 2 dozen deck, and Cluj-Napoca Year 988, DDE 2003 and Nyasekant 1001.1.
For those unaware of the Nyasekant being the metric year, as this is inspired to the event coming up in Finian, or March, new Nyasekant of Nyasekant 2500, day 25,000 of the space age.
Correct, as we to welcome to the viewers on Cluj-Napoca Network 1 in Silemcast, also on Vero and Arrow for Elitopian audience as with those on Tronic Diamond Television Network for the TD audience.
This as there's the gaming convention going on, as we to play some gaming-inspired music. Bear in mind, there is an esports match taking place at this time at show start, as my cousin is an esports gamer in Silver City, as he and they in Sprunki gamer based in KbDZT Esports League Association, who to take on against Tronican team.
Being Cloud X, based in Alftronic City as they take on in the most popular front-person shooter video game, but Canboralized.
We to discuss further later on.
Current time is 17:07 KBTs, as you may note the clock on the upper left. Note the time in Elite City, Elitopia for Vero and Arrow and Kyatrokans for TDTVS, being 5:04, make that 5:05.
You mean 5:05 PM on 12 hour clock? It's like 2 minutes behind our time.
No, being .505 in Metri time. This as we have gotten the signal to join Wenda and Gray live over at Silver City Convention Center in Silver City, Cluj-Napoca. Who is this behind you?
This being fellow who came on camera from our DK3000 TriStar.
Yes, as I talked to him off air, he's visiting Silver City as he resided from Elitopia and from the League City.
Yes, I am Max CX Cryptor, or Max KX Cryptor in Canberlish, Max Crexton, Trice. By the way, since 1700 hours SVC/KBTS, there's esports match in progress of Tronican-based Team Cloud X and KbDZT-based Team Sprunki Gamer. They compete in best of 7 in FPS video game. Coverage on now in KbDZT on KBMK's KBGRESPX, KBTM's KBN Players and KBSTN's KB7 Gamer TV in Emalgatek G, Tron GR, ZGR, Z-Fuel, Zenergy Troni Canber Siege Alpha 2026, EY1026, KB.P21, 988 CJE, NTS 1001.1, TDE 2003 also on KIP-HWT Net 4 Suites. So watch after conclusion of Sprunki Soundbox.
Tronic Canbor Siege Alpha 2026?
When was this announced?
Just yesterday, Tuesday, February 24th, 2026, or Trayeradize, Beta 25th, EY1026, ED054, Duodalam 2nd, 988 CJE.
This being 24th Mabalozi KB.P21 on a Curb Yoda, Day of the Kirby. We must get the music going as we play Let's Go. Let's Go by the fellas at NCS. Goodness, the subject occurred often. Otherwise, they wouldn't otherwise offend our audience or set off the dreadful autocensor.
This is the situation gets handled outside.
I am Zaylin Rolexina from KbDZT. Where did the duos go? They to be punished for abuse to KbDZT spinely and duodecimal timekeeping in triple-dek problem in clock, occurring at 5, dek. Dek do dek KbDZT spinely and duodecimal time, as 5, z do z, as it misrepresented as 5, x, x to x.
Zalin, this being last 3 digits, triple-dek, as triple X, in which refers to obscene acts that we do not show on the air, as they went outside maybe at the parking lot. However, don't bother, as they to be handled by the police as they are notified.
I am Mark Star Trex over at Trex 8 News Center over at Elitotronics Telemedia HQ in Elite City, Federal District, Elitopia. happening now. You're in the Alito Situation Room.
Rico's first launch in Pokemon Logical. I'm Bea. I am Fire-type Gym in Gala. Rico's first launch in Pokemon Logical.
I'm Leon. I am Champions in Gala region. We goes to Pokemon Logical. Every weeknight at 8 p.m.
This is RDK 3000 TriStar Today Blitz Edition. I am Mark E. Crypter, Mark the Star over at RDK 3000 TriStar RDK Newsline News Center, over at RDK 3000 TriStar main global headquarters at Alito Square in Elite City, Federal District, Elitopia. The headlines at 1300 hours RDK ELC at top of Choi 75 and Dwell 9, half crown 7. News update: midnight illegal street race in Hex City, Hextapalia, and on Hexi Expressway 6 led to mass police response and car meet street takeover busted leading to arrests. Qualifications for the new Nyasekant race to be held this weekend at Speedway in Altronic City, electrified cars to be those only allowed to use. Suspected plane with the Zoncrew 2.0 in attempt to menace and destroy Elite City and Xenopolis City here in KbE224 has been destroyed by Tronic Force using experiential laser cannon from base near Altronic City. Former VWGT producer, Topless female, and person responsible for code MCHE 3L Act, has been exuded in Griziomi Curse in undisclosed facility in KbDZT City by ZAELYNN'S orders. Xenopolian Independence Day fireworks in Loverville. Xenopolia last night disoriented sharks resulting in shark alarm in Loverville, also to Sharkville, Craig, Elitopia. Esports update. Sprunki Gamer leads CloudX in a 4-2 match score in best of 9 in Canberlized version of video game, Valadelton in map 7 of Canberra Icecubi. VATP vs Celebrity at 14R at EDA. We must bring this programming notice reminder for Vero Television as we also welcome the folks on Vero TV and Trex Vision 8 Plus Breeze Vision 3 and Simulcast. Today's episode of VWGT remains in intermission at this time, as creator of Canbordi and Spinelian duodecimal time and cloakup worker ZAELYNN Rolixina from Canbordi City told Vero to hold your horses on VWGT for now. Pending announcement over off-air code T and TE Act at 0714 RDK ELC and 10 plus on-air code MCHE incident at 0716 RN 47 that sets off auto-censor on Vero and Arrow E, and instacut to clock ident on Arrow N, Arrow A. Ion Neo GR Vision and Arrow ESP Net plus instacut to slide in R8664 Vision plus Triangle Shield on Triangle Television during Simulcast and VWGT Cast Sprunki Soundbox. We are joined with Trixie, Mitchell TE Cryptor, Mitchell Trex Alito at Alito Plaza Center, currently at Trex Water Park. Trixie, why report there?
Decoration work at one of the areas where I to report for event. This is I was told by Mark X Cryptor to come to here, as this is prep gets underway as we are less than 20 days away to the new Nyasekant, as the EL-NYE Central to be decorated for the event on evening of March 15th, 2026. This as others areas has given a head start. This is the display to be mounted at Clock Tower in Alptronic City and OmniStar, also in Canbordi City and here in Elite City, as this to be the digital clock showing the sequence time, as it also to be placed at Alito Plaza Center. It to be the same prep as with the EL-NYE for New Year 2026, EY 1026.
Excuse me, you don't want to see this on
fizz?
television. Behind you, Mitchell. This is for the viewer. There has been confirmed and reported code T as some lady went topless in the pool as she to expose breasts on cam in background, but I Mark X Cryptor stop it from happening as we must move the cam out of view as the obscene event gets moved off cam. This is the security to be notified plus the management and police as she to be dealt with the Alito Plaza Center security force and then Elite City Police and not by ZAELYNN as we to continue the report after ad break as we hand off to Mark E Cryptor for programming notice for VWGT. We must pass on a programming alert for viewers of Vero Television. Today's episode of VWGT needs to conclude in tonight's VWG2 to be preempted. This as ZAELYNN has told Vero and Arrow that the production of VWGT and VWG2 to be suspended for the day over codes T, TE and MCHE events this morning during airing of Sprunki Soundbox during the VWGT cast involving off-air code T and TE on Topless Surprise and on-air code MCHE event on Minecraft Herobrine Game Chap E Screamer that sets off auto-censor. A BM and INMC safety system and triangle shield during simulcast and VWGT cast of Sprunki Soundbox and Karma to Blitz to Canbordi and Spinelian duodecimal/dozenal timekeeping in triple L code MCHE and triple-dek code T and TE stupidity over the said incidents. Production to be suspended toward Monday, February 2nd, 2026 at end of this weekend, being Trayeridize, Beta 31st, EY 1026, ED 060, unless if condition is met when Elite City Rebellion to defeat Celebrity in Esports and Celeb vs Gamers match to begin at top of the hour in 9 map series in Tron Laurent. This is the announcement to come in less than 10 minutes at or before 13:30 RDK ELC. This is one condition is met being the other match as we must bring up to date in esports result. CloudX Esports has been defeated as Sprunki Gamer wins the match in a 4-3 match score in the Trony Kaner Duel Alpha as the match ends prior to 23:20 Silver City and KbTS and 13:20 RDK ELC. This is today's action at the Tronic Diamond Gamer Expo 2026 to conclude for the day, at Silver City Convention Center in Silver City, Korhada Pia as we to showcase the recap of the action later on RDK 3000 TriStar today, but we to be taking a programming break. I am Mark E Cryptor as RDKTSRT to be right back.
This is a Vero television programming notice.
Welcome back to RDK 3000 TriStar today. I am Mark E. Crypter from Studio RDE. We have an esports alert to pass to you. We at RDK Newsline learn as with those from ELITO-GR Game R News that the celebrity group for the Gamers vs Celebrities match to compete against Elite City Rebellion, to occur at the top of the hour, have been announced. This is Chris K. Crypter, Zaker. Chris Kystar have arrived early back at Studio RDE as he gets reassigned to co-anchor RDKTSRT.
I am Chris K. Crypter. Jaker. Chris Kystar joining in. This is the celebrities to be competing to be VWGT personnel, including the hosts, Robert James, Melissa Katzenchen and Mark J. Phelps, and a few of the editors. To repeat, celebrities to compete against Elite City Rebellion has announced. VWGT personnel including the hosts, Robert James, Melissa Katzenchen and Mark J. Phelps. They to compete in 9 map series in Tronlerant at the top of the hour. This is now confirmed a ZGR and Z Fuel special sponsored match.
This called ZGR, Z Fuel Esports Gamer Battle Sprunki Siege 2026, EY1026. This is Elite City Rebellion told the VWGT hosts, expect a surprise at match end once ECR wins.
Anyhow, I won't be spectating the match. However, my girlfriend has been indefinitely barred from Elito Plaza Center for nudity as my friend caught the female, but I cautioned to him, being my girlfriend. Anyhow, she also gets arrested by the police, as she went topless underwater in the pool.
Independence Day fireworks in Loverville. Zeneville last night disoriented sharks resulting in shark alarm in Loverville, also to Sharkville. Craig, Illatopia. Why report there?
Decoration work at one of the areas where I to report for event. This is I was told by Mark Cryptor to come to here, as this is prep gets underway as we are
Anyhow, I won't be spectating the match. However, my girlfriend has been indefinitely barred from Alito Plaza Center for nudity as my friend caught the female, but I cautioned to him. I must note, this car I am driving, 2026 EY1026T RDK PHEV, plug-in hybrid, as this car have a 1.8-liter turbocharged inline-4 gasoline ethanol flex-fuel combustion engine with electric motors and 32 kWh battery. This says it's the twin sister of the Flex Vista. It's front-wheel engine drive and four-wheel electric motor drive, one in the front, make that two in the front. One acts as the engine generator and starter to start the engine and generates electricity to the battery, another drives the wheels. Two in the rear with multi-mode ECVT and 8-speed automatic as it's a series parallel hybrid. Yesterday, I was at Alpha River as I was plunged underwater as I blow bubbles as I had my water gear and such as I wore a full face mask. Now today, March 14th, 2026 being Pi Day as it's nearing 2 o'clock p.m., 1400 hours, 75.0 EMT, 1800 TRX, 2300 hours KBTS, 750 Kiatricans, or Kiasekants, as we are down to 1.25 days to the new Nyasekant as today is Saturday, being a 8th day, Trade, Sparklota, and Zafriodia, Traridas. Gamma 12, EY1026, and TDE 2003, 1,001,168 MTS, on a 072, 14th Finion KB.P21, and 2 dozenth or 24th of dozen 3rd or 15th Mesa KB.SDY Grove 2 dozen deck, or 178 being Semana 5 dozen or 60, in Sezimal. Base 6 as Mark Zaniel told me of this yesterday, 4th dia. Dozen 3rd, or 2z 3rd Mia of KB.SDY 4 NIF 54, Semana NIF 4z. This is Mark Zaniel as Mark Z Cryptor as he was on duty at RDK 3000 TriStar main global headquarters yesterday. He told the subject to Rio S. Cryptor who visit from Gaialand as he learned the Sezimal system. When the RDK bunch departed from Alftronic City to Elite City as Rexican's crew being divisional leaders of firm from Canberra World visit KbDZT as they went to Alftronic City as Tronix's crew being divisional leaders of Clan who visit Alftronic City, as since yesterday. Made visit to Elite City, as with fellows from RDK Doge and RDK9 and also fellow from RDK Gaia. This as its eve of the happy new month and dozen semana on the KbDZT Spinelian duodecimal calendar toward final dozen semana of KB.SDY 12A, Grove 2 Deck, 178, NIF 4Z. This is I Andrew Quora Tronistar, Quora 2500, head to downtown Elite City, Federal District, Elitopia to Canbertronic Street as I to head to Alito Plaza Center, but I am not heading to Trex Water Park to swim or immersions. There are no esports at EDA for today due to New Mesa, as there's a LAN party in progress. I must join the LAN party and play some simulation games being driving simulation but not racing type as I also play other simulation games, but after 3 o'clock.
Trixie, Rio S Cryptor, Rio Z Cryptor, Mark Y Z Cryptor. The situation gets already dealt with as I stop it from happening as I switch source to radio, thus loud music gets blaring, in which I turned it down as the medium has been stopped. As he has been escorted out of restricted area back to the seat.
Good grief, Ichigo, this is Rexy note, you even seize his device?
Yes, this as the medium gets deleted, as I give it back to him once the medium gets deleted from storage in cloud drives. He apologized on the matter. Trixie note, talk about a close call. I am Trollex, Richard RS Cryptor, Richard Raystar from RDK 3000 TriStar, Ichigo. The subject occurred on air on VWGT, in which hosts was spooked on music in code MCHE attempt fell. Noted, Richard. Chris, has it sets off ETXTM autocensor? No, because systems detect music and not annoyance. Originated from Elito Trollex Radio 100. However, Triangle Shield and ABM and INMC systems was tripped for Minecraft Herobrine game Chappy Screamer Potental turned out false alarm as that was cleared. VWGT production remain safe. However, I receive electronic teletype from RDKTVSP as I check the screen. VWGT Asylum cast on RDKTV pause for countdown coverage to HNM Canberra Spinel after 1436. Yeah. Yes, in RDK countdown watch by 1436. Richard, Ichigo heard the comms with the producer from Arrow and Vero, being 2:36 p.m., 77.5 EMT, and 1860 TRX, as I to end voice call via phone to you as I to talk to ya later. 1436 RDK ELC, RYC, Doge, and Neon? Trixie note, Trixie/Crown 7, Minor 45, and Cron 75. This when R8664 Vision, to switch Xylem cast of VWGT via Vero and to RDKTV. This is the RDK countdown watch for HNM Canberra Spinel to be in R8664 Vision.
Make that 1430 in a precaution in an event of code T and or MCHE, even if it ends up foul or throttled like the one for example this one recently occurred ends up foul regarding music.
Noted, Mark YZ Cryptor, Mark Zion, Rexy. This is Rio Z Cryptor confirm, 1430.
Yes, Swift. This is the HNM Canberra Spinel doesn't to occur at 1500 hours, midnight KbTS's top of Colicky/Crown 0 and Dozenal/Minoro 0 also new dozen hex week. This is Rio S Cryptor note, hex week 5 dozen or 60.
You mean, hex week 5 DAWs 1 or 61. Rio S Cryptor. This is the Trex siren sound off for new Mesa mastered by ZAELYNN'S Cryptor to fire at 1500 hours as Trixie Z Cryptor has instructed shakers to fire the Trex siren at the top of the hour.
Mark Zaniel's note on the day count calendar, as I note on the Sezimal website as I check my pocket mate. I note today is March 14th being day dozen 2 or 22 of said month. Eep. For some reason, includes weekdays, and Saturday being 5 Zat, is Sexton's Sol Saturn, Sexton's 5th, year 2 Nif dozen 3. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve on the day count calendar of 6th Sextons, 41st or Nif 5th Aquarius of EY 1025. 2025 being on pair of the new Nyasekant's Eve as on the turn of Nyasekant 2500, to be New Year on Sezimal day count of year 2 Nif DAWs 4, Pisces 0, Sol Sun. What? 2 Nif DAWs 4, being 82? This is you must have subtract the 63 ARDA or 1944 and using the Sezimal Holocene, also subtracted the 2 Nif ARDA, 15,552 as you must have mentioned 63 ARDA 2 Nif 64 for 2026, and 2 Nif 63 ARDA, 2 Nif 64 or 17,577 as you Raptor must have mentioned year 17. 577 month 11 day 5 for today in decimal being 5th Aquarius or 41st Sextons of 17,577 or EY 1025, 2025 using the vernal solstice method. This is you said New Year of 2 Nif DAWs 4 using the last 3 digits, being 82 occurring on start of new Nyasekant. Corey Zanders check the source on my phone. You are correct, using the universal time method. Occur at Yuta 0 Pasha 0 Ugrima 0 and Anuga 0 on 1st Pisces, 00.0 EMT, 0000 TRX, 8 o'clock p.m., 2000 hours on Pentdiz Gamma 14th, EY1026, ED074, Sunday, March 15th, 2026 and Monday 16th at midnight Universal Time. IKIN 2000 note, being 0500 kbts on 16th Finian kb.p21, being 2 triples 1 doubles 4 singles in Senary base 6 system for year being 82, using 36 parts per day divided into 36 subparts. This being 1296 subparts of a day of 66 and 2/3 second, or 6 dozen 6-zit 4 binals on Canbordian spinelian duodecimal, 0-zit 664 dozenals in duodecimal. This is 1 dozenal in Canbordian spinelian duodecimal timekeeping being grove in binals, 144 in decimal, 4 triples in Senary but you call as, sezimal, as you call, 4 nifs, and 2/3 of a quadruple named Arda? Yes, Robert X Cryptor as Arda being 1 times 6 to power of 3, 216, Shadra is 6 to power of 6, 16,456, Arda Shadara being 6 to power of 9, 10,077,696. No wonder the Senary/Sezimal timekeeping uses the unit of primary, as I note the documents Raptor printed it off while at work yesterday, on the Shastadari time units. Nif Yuda divided into Nif Pasha divided into Nif Ugrima divided into Nif Anuga divided into Nif Boda as day or Diz as Dina as a Nif is quarter grove, being 3 dozen or 36. This is I note Canber year kb.p21 being kb.p33. Subtracting 82 to 21. 61, so the current Arda year this as I call as, Cis-Lady 1, occurs 61 years before Canbordian in 1944, EY0944. This is on 16th Finian to be Cis-Lady 1 year 82. Cisl? You mean cycle? Is this term for Sezimal Arda years of 216 years? Yes, however it's called Cisl, without C, and with 2 of letter S. I note, Can 2000, this makes it Canberlish compliant as the S refers to the Sezimal or Senary as you call it as. Firestorm. Yes, Robert. I do note you write dates as year month day as I note, 82/81.10.41. Why you omit the sexton's month being 11.5. This due to being mentioned as week and not month, anyhow Can 2000, why you visit Elite City. Firestorm, Rex X Cryptor told me to come, as Kate S. Cryptor remains in Canbordi City, this is I to meet with him for relations to new Mesa countdown on Canber Spinel. This as I glanced at the date on your phone, Firestrom, and your pocket mate and tablet, Raptor, as I do note calendar, in Sezimal, Sisl 2 nif dozen 3 year 2 nif dozen 4 or year 2 nif dozen 3 Arda 2 nif dozen 4 month 0 week 0 day 0 being Pisces 0, or Pisces sole son of nif dozen 3 on the 16th. This being Monday, March 16th, 2026 or Pentdiz Gamma 14th, EY1026, ED074, Pika Coda 21st Finian kb.p21 for UKIN 2000, this is I Raymond Blake note, to kick off the Canbordian Esports Spring Tournament 2026, EY1026, kb.p21. By the way, I must be on cam as I to be on VWGT. Apologies, they were talking about other subject to occur at the new Nyasekant being the new year on the base 6 equinox day count calendar to be year 214 or 82 of cycle 213 or 81 is today being 5th of 11th month, sextans or 41st of 10th month, Aquarius of cycle 81 year 81 or 2025, EY1025 invernal equinox method. This is when the Spring Canbordian and Canber World Esports Tournament to start as first esports match gamer battle to be held during Canber Gamer Expo 2026. First match to be Canbordi City Rebellion vs Cloud Z, Monday at 1900 hours KBTS, 10 o'clock AM Elite Jesus. IKIN 2000 note, Good thing he blasted the music and not the Minecraft Herobrine game chap Screamer, however with the Vuvuzela and goal horn. Based on music, must be some hockey fan who blasted the audible. Yes, this being the music from Elito Sportnet HNIE. HNIE, what is this? In Canbordian being Canberra Hockey Tonight. I Trexer Noter Hockey Night in Elitopia. They are right, this is Mark Zaniel's note. This is definitely not the E-Screamer but some other audible done by hockey fans, and the music blaring across EPC even the EDA in the hut. This is many in the hut gets the rave as the TVs get tuned to hockey from Altronic City on the TD Sports Olympics on broadcast on Trony Explosive Vision as they end today's VWGT Xylem cast for ice hockey coverage, as I check Team Elitopia vs Team Blitz Dinos in a puck drop since 1414, 760 KTS. I do note the timing, goal horn, time to the goal for Team Elitopia as they lead 1-0 in code MCHE foul. This is for you Corey Zanders, go monitor the hockey game in progress and the basketball match Zeno Elito at 15:48 start. Alright, Mark Zaniel's. This is the Vuvuzelas, goal horns, and the HNIE music gets hushed since 2:33 PM Elite City and 0 seconds across the EDA as persons responsible has been cautioned. This on El Dos Enals, El Dos El Vinals on Canberra Spinel countdown to New Mesa occurred at same time Team Elitopia scored goal in hockey match against Team Blitz Dinos Nia leading 1-0, in the TD Sports Olympics 2026, EY10 Hey lady, move away from camera immediately.
That dudes. Good thing they did not went out the emergency exit. This triggers door alarm, as they went out the main exit. However, no wonder. This is I note subject on TV, Hypervision, showing obscene content in which some fellow just tuned the TV from Hypervision to Vero Television.
And that is me, Mark Zaniel's, this is subject offends Rex and Daniel Zaniel's. This is I had to rush to the said television and tune to channel at random only to tune to Vero. Good thing deterrent gets in place then ad break. What? Fera, Corey Zanders, why do you tune the said TV from Vero to RDK 3000 TriStar television service? Programming notice being discussed by Mark E. Crypter. VWGT simulcast in pause for RDK countdown watch and to return after RDKTSRT at 4 o'clock p.m. I do note, Corey Zanders, this is I Mark Zaniel's note, this due to rule for HNM Canberra Spinel as per procedure. This is for you Saasune Juniko, if you have VWGT armed on your DVR, via RDK TV, go amend to switch to Vero Television or Aerovision.
DVR to be used for another subject. DVR is currently not in use, but to be recording subject after 3 o'clock, tuned to Alito Sportnet on today's TD Sports Olympics action. In basketball, Team Eltopia versus Team Xenopolia at Tronic Arena in Electronic City at 3:12.800.
It gets rescheduled to 825 Kiotrokants, 1548 Elite City time, as a precaution due to Happy New Month Canbordian Spinelian Duodecimal, so consider reprogramming the DVR 36 minutes ahead from 1512.
Saasune did not note it gets rescheduled 36 minutes later. I must have to amend the DVR remotely via phone to 3:48 p.m. 8:25.
Mark Zaniel's, you sure it gets rescheduled to 3:48 p.m. 8:25 KTS? Team Alito versus Team Xeno?
Yes, to start at 1548, from 1512, or 800 KTS.
This is I Andrew Quaratronistar must head to the washroom, but to head to the sink, and get out my water bottle to fill it up with water.
That was the fellows from affiliate Alito News 24 Deck Mill. This is not only there's the master countdown, also the gamer-themed countdown to the new Mesa and Dawes Semana is that being the final Happy New Month Canbordian Spinelian Duodecimal toward the new Nyasekant of Nyasekant 25, via Sekant 2500 tomorrow evening. This also goes for the Happy New Month Rio Solar this evening as that is to be final one of the Nyasekant as well as that is to occur just 24 hours to the new Nyasekant. This to mark third month. Trinsol of RY.E65 and TX.Y25 and Trex method to occur this evening. Reported code BT, AUTOCENSOR on Vero and Aero. We will not return to VWGT. We learn, show needed to conclude on their end. Stand by for programming alert.
This is a Vero television programming notice. VWGT episode termination notice.
This is an RDK 3000 TriStar television service, Vero, and Aero programming alert. I am Mark E. Crypter, Mark Elitastar over at RDK 3000 TriStar main global headquarters in Elite City, Federal District, Elitopia. Today's VWGT episode needs to conclude due to two subjects. 1. As per stern request from Jinx Media, a BM and INMC after discussion on code MCHE foul incident on via useless. Goal horn and HNIE music playing very loud in which sets off a BM and INMC auto sensor and Jinx safety system to kick in cutting out of VWGT simulcast on Jinx television to Jinx 24 as the simulcast on Jinx TV, Aero A, Aero N, Aero ESP net and Ion Neo GR Vision has been terminated. 2. Auto sensor that has been tripped off on nudity. Originated from TV next to Eric Altroni trap in which result in code VT flag as the TV was tuned to hypervision then the auto sensor was cleared once the person changes channel after being shocked on content on hypervision before TV was shut off. This is on-air violation and thus which as per rule, the show needs to conclude even if the auto sensor was shown for like a few seconds. This while Hypervision aired live porn and sex after code T3-dek incident on air on Hypervision but off air on VWGT thanks to deterrent since 1433 RDK ELC and 50, as 2 males. Host and editor and 2 females are completely naked inside media van with TV camera doing hardcore oral unprotected sex uncensored in which one bite was inadvertently showcased on TV beside Cloud X Esports player during VWGT that sets off ETXTM auto censor. VWGT hosts has been reassigned to cover for Alito GR net programming this as the code VT event was shown on VWGT Extra on Aero Breeze and Vero Plus, that said show also needs to end. As per RDK 3000 TriStar's request to Vero and Aero, VWG2N to be preempted for tonight, due to programming to spotlight the said events tomorrow evening on new Nyasekant vs 2500 and related events this weekend. the hosts to return in tomorrow's show.
Caution! Do not tune to channel 267 on TD Vision or channel 105 on Alito cable. X-rated content on Hypervision. I do note subject when tuning to Hypervision when turning on the TD Vision receiver.
Yes, Cora 2500, this as it also shocks me, Darren 48, as I had to switch source and then power off the television in a rush. Noted. Anyhow, what consist on said channel? Porn, sex, nudity, hardcore started with Topless surprise on T-Dek Dozenals, Dek Dos Dek Binals as the ladies refer to X Dozenals, XX Binals, on the KbDZT Spinelian Dozenal countdown to New Mesa, toward 9, 4 Dek, 4 Dos Dek KbDZT as the two ladies refer to 9, 4X. XX in which last three digits being XXX in subject to adult-orientated actions and things not safe for work, school, college, and such where we refer as AAA, where fellows done it at the magic second on the countdown.
They refer to subject to end at 2:57 p.m. in 22 seconds.
Based on clock top bar on RDK TV and clock dog on lower right on Vero, and clock ident on RDK TV, toward next 7 minutes or 5 Kiotrokins. Anyhow, what happened to VWGT? I do note closing ident. VWGT episode needed to conclude over mishap as the subject was briefly shown on TV beside Tronionic that sets off auto-censor before Andrew changed channels while I changed source even power off TV in a rush before exiting to lobby. In addition to other subject as even Jinx Media told Vero and Arrow to halt the show in karma over hockey audible annoyance.
This is VWG2 and gets to be preempted for tonight over different subject on expected features of interest in which to be trending and popular as it to be red hot. RDK TV and Trex Vision 8 told Vero and Arrow to silentcast RDK TV and Trex Vision 8 for Trex 8 News and RDKTSRT on subjects in relation to tomorrow's evening's event during the newscasts.
I Mark Trix Star must head to a Lito charge EV station since the PHEV battery on my 2026 EY1026 Flex Rex PHEV plug-in hybrid RS Sport hatchie is running low. Also need to switch on the engine to warm it up somewhat when departing Savage City after I shop at mall, as I even put into sport and manual gearing and do spirited driving toward Elite City. The electric range is depleted, but I have turned on power HV as have plenty of fuel, thus I don't need to refuel as I exit Kia Variety after departing the vacuum station, to vacuum my car to address the confetti mess inside my car and present mishap for the new Nyasekant. However, since 12:15 p.m., I heard the gamer horn then Trex alarm audible this during vacuuming session as I had to turn on the car radio to listen to subject. This as I note upon listening to car radio, esports match gamer battle in the AV, ESL Pro League Season 23, Aurora vs Navi as the subject gets mentioned in VWGT cast since 12:24 p.m. as I heard on car radio tuned to 95.00 FM, radio audio Asylum cast of RDK Tele, no wonder. The fellows at RDKTVSP immediately cut out of VWGT Silumcast and airs Zeno 24 from Xenopolis City, Xenopolia after programming alert this as I need to check other networks. This as it's 1:30. No wonder, watch parties of eSport at Neo Arena, Neo GR Bar, EDA, Elito GR Bar, and Elito Sphere, unsure on the rest. This as I am at Elito Charge in to top off the charge whilst put this car in HV Auto, then kill the ignition, and exit the vehicle, tap my card, plug in and walk to Elito Plaza Center this as I do have my jacket as it's chilly but bright. I had to go to Delta 6 instead to get items for me, and mangas as it's in my backpack, this as I am not spectating esports but I to check out the subject as I note the clock on left, and the date on lower half of said digital clock. I do note sign on the TSD stuff this as I note the sign on the subject indicating obscene acts disallowed just 22 seconds after tonight's event kickoff at EL-NYE Central being Colicky 1 Dozenal 58, or 2 DOS-DEC, as they use the Computes TD Elito method. And second 130 or DEC DOS-DEC this as I write DEC as the inverted 2 and the L as sigma but when typed on computer or device being A and B being 9, 4A, AA and in base 6, hex 3, 1 all 3 hex 4, 3 all 3 hex 4 this as I note the base 6, century clock. And date as I know math as I note day part, 1 Plato 4 all 5 being 365 meaning it's New Year's Eve if counting from day 0 as I assume leap week or solar this as I note double of 2 alf 1 hex 3, I do note decimal part on top so it to be year 82 of cycle 81. Assuming on century Holocene era of year 17,578 being 2 alf Platos, 15,552 on top of civil year of 2026, being EY 1026. KbDZT and TDE 2003. This is hex is 6, alf is 36 based on term alpha decimal is Plato inspired Plato's number, 216, 6 to power of 3. I must head inside to determine how it works as I wonder if it's named differently than hex, alf and Plato. And how if it's called from 6 to power of 4 and 6 to power of 6 onward.
This is the divisional leaders of RDK 3000 TriStar and head leader Ryan M. Critter to provide pizza dinner from Altroni Pizza and chicken from Chicken Hut. This is Mark X. Critter to treat the R3 Trex kids something special for dinner.
Yes, this is Kin 2000, Trexer, Ryo S Cryptor, Rikai, Swift, even my bro Mickey X Cryptor to prepare it from the RDK 3000 TriStar kitchen. Is it to be tasty in bite-sized portions? This is I found the recipe after searching online this morning. This is I printed it off as it's in Sezimal Shastadari system in which I convert to decimal and SI, E, code BRD and op BGZ. Apologies to interrupt. I am Mark X Cryptor, Mark Zarkshaw, EV, for RDK TV. We hand off to Mark E Cryptor for programming alert.
This is a Vero television programming notice. VWGT episode termination notice.
I am Mark E Cryptor, Mark Elida Star from Studio RDE. We have to pass on a programming alert to pass to you. Today's episode of VWGT needs to conclude. This is the Altverse Esport in VCT Masters Santi26 of Nongshim Red Force and Paper Rex plus the other Altverse Esports ESL Pro League Season 23 of Aura and Navi as both are trending as it's popular and trending as it's red hot. VWGT hosts and crew gets to be reassigned to cover the subjects in relation to matches and watch parties, but that won't be shown on Vero TV. As due to the new Nyasekant and the Sezimal-Holocene Solstice New Year tonight, the RDK TV Asylum cast to be priority for the afternoon as the topics on both NYE subjects, as the matches to be on Aerovision, Aerobreeze, and Vero Plus as the RDK TV Asylum cast. To continue to Vero News 5 o'clock at 1700 hours RDK ELC, and if the matches end before then, the VWGT hosts to return for VWG2N in special but won't be aired on RDK TV as the Asylum cast on RDK TV to be preempted due to special coverage of both NYE events. In an event matches continue toward 1800 hours RDK ELC, then it to become Ilito GRNet GDL2 and Asylum cast on Aerobreeze. Vero Plus and Aerovision as VWG2N to be preempted, while Vero to return to RDK TV Asylum cast with 24EH and Trony Diamond Ilito Express via Ilito News 24-dek Mil Asylum cast, then RDKTSRT Prime toward Vero News 10 o'clock. RDK 3000 TriStar today is up next on RDK TV, Vero, Trex Vision 8 and Breeze Vision 3 at 1500 hours RDK ELC as Ilito News 24-dek Mil Ilito News enter via Asylum cast on RDK TV, Vero, TXV8 and BZV3 to be right back after ad break. This is last hour, we explained the 101 of the Sezimal system and the Shastadari system. This is not only it's the new Nyasekant, it's also the Sezimal Shastadari Equinox Holocene New Year to occur at top of the hour of year 2 NIF 23 Arda 2 NIF 24. This is those in Dozen City, Dozadopia joins in, however they do mention Sezimal Holocene Equinox New Year as 6 is half of 12 as NIF is 3 dozen, a grove is 4 NIF. This is EL-NYE and Ryapia to celebrate both Alsoni and Dojatopia, including the provinces of Neantopolis and Doge Land and cities Doge City and Nyan City, also Metropolis. Also one zone in KbDZT City, but a brief fireworks show then it to shut up. This is its time for the EL-NYE 24-dek mil or EL-NYE 4Z-dek mil on the 101 on the Pandecimal system Tempus Spatium, sequence time in which gets evolved for one variant for the TDU. As at first it's a proposal developed by Dorian from Gustavia and Hanatalia. Here's the Pandecimal philosophy. Premise 1. Replace all non-decimal time units with a single decimal time unit, this unit being a decimal fraction of the mean solar day, the multiples of which would be expressed in metric prefixes, with the 1 million prefixed units being equal to 1 solar day. Date and time would be a single unit in decimal integers. Premise 2. Replace the current era epoch with a secular, non-arbitrary epoch, the space age, which began October 4th, 1957, that is the Sputnik 1. Look up Wikipedia for info on the spacecraft. Premise 3. Replace the current time zones with a single global time, GT, the zero time of which being equal to UTC, with global operating times coordinated using geozone indicators, 0 to 9. Premise 4. Ordinal days of the year would be notated as solar days 001 to 365 on a linear, integer calendar, that is unlike the integular Elitlander with solar day 001 always being the vernal equinox or zodiac new year, compared to elite days with day 0 being the new elite year. Solar years, unlike elite years, would also be notated, solar year 44 starting vernal equinox of 2002 or elite year 1002 from March 20th, 2002 to March 19th, 2003. New moons would also be notated by the same method. New moon 555 occurred on 16,379 days since the epoch. Premise 5. Replace the current SI metric system with a new metric system of units based on the unit of time, including an expanded and more consistent prefix set. Premise 6. Provide human civilization with a metric system applicable to future off-world colonies. At the moment the three base units of time, length, and mass have no direct correlation to one another. Dorian proposes a complete metric revision, with new units of time, length, and mass. Time base, 1/millionth of a solar day, 0.0864 second. Length base, mean acceleration due to gravity, 1 gram equals 9.80665 meters per second squared. Mass base, mean density of atmospheric air, 1.2929249 kilograms per cubic meter. The base length unit is the additive distance during 0.0864 second at 1 gram, which equals 0.8472945 meter and produces a convenient ratio for 1 gram, 1 metra per secant squared rather than 9.80665 meters per second squared. The base mass unit is the mass of 0.608279603 cubic meter volume of atmospheric air, 0.78645965 kilogram. 1 cubic length unit, CLU being 608.27 liters and 1,000th of it equal to 608.27 milliliters or 41.28 millimeters, more than an imperial pint, 566.991 milliliters, 100ths of a CLU about 1 1/3 imperial gallon. The new metric units of time, length, and mass as follows. Time, secant, 0.0864 second, 0.1 kino choi, 0.24 decinute, symbol uppercase S. Length, metra, 0.8472945 meter, symbol uppercase M. Mass, grav, 0.78645965 kilograms, symbol uppercase G. Official definitions. Secant, the duration equal to 794,243,400 cycles of the radiation corresponding to the transition between two hyperfine levels of the ground state of the cesium-133 atom. Metra, 1 to 30,570,323 of the distance traveled by light in a vacuum during a period of 1 secant. Grav, 8.63351216161058 to the power of 29 electron masses. 1 electron mass equals 9.1093821616 to the power of negative 31 kilogram. Notice that multiple symbols are in uppercase, and end with ya, pronounced, EIA, sub-multiple symbols in lowercase and end in yo, pronounced, EIO, with full prefix support for exponents 1 to 9. This consists of tens to billions and tenths to billionths with letters DCKHEMGN, with those every thousand from trillions to power of 33, TUPRXYZ and O with the final three multiples of millions powers of 39, 45 and 51, AC, and the. This produces the following in common. Nyasekant being 1 Kino Choi 0.864 second. Nyasekant being 86.4 second. Nyasekant being 1 Choi, 14 minutes 24 second, 24 decinutes. Nyasekant being 10 Choi's, 240 decinutes, 2 hours 24 minutes. Nyasekant being a day. Nyasekant being a metric week. Nyasekant being an elite metric season, approx 3.3 months. Nyasekant being an elite metric year approximate 2.73 years. Other units being 1 turn being 360 degrees, flux being 1 amp, est is meaning from Latin heat being 1 tempo on the EMTS temperature unit, 0.1 degree Celsius, sol being 1 to 106 mean solar intensity, 2.037 to power of 21 candela, body being 0.7864595656 moles. Integer calendar of 10 via sequence, 100 days, with 1 VS, 10 days, per page x 10 pages. And which would be called a linear rather than calendar, which refers to months. Each linear page would be numbered by VS, via secant. Nyasekants, days, are named for their respective integer, 0's day, 1's day, 2's day, 3's day, 4's day, 5's day, 6's day, 7's day, 8's day, and 9's day. The epoch for TSD is the launch date of Sputnik I, Friday, October 4, 1957, adjusted to midnight universal time, with dates prior to that follow a virtual epoch in which resets to 0 on the epoch date, just like an odometer on your car. Ordinal days of the year are notated below integer days, in small type, as solar days. Solar leap years are 2 years prior to civil leap years. New years occur on March 20th, March 21st on leap years. It's solar day 187 but will be solar day 188. We are in solar year 62. Solar years are counted from March 20th, 1958, solar year 0, the first vernal equinox of the space age. March 20th, 2004 was the first day, day 1, of solar year 46. Global time, common time, is one of the most important aspects of TSD. Rather than time zones, there would be a single time throughout the world. The Earth's coordinates would be divided into 10 geozones 0 to 9 each, corresponding to 1 diotern, 10 zones on EMTs. Of longitude with the prime meridian at the center of geozone 0, the Earth's coordinates would be revised into myoturns, microturns, a circumference being 1 turn divided into 1 million parts, 100 zones EMTs, each myoturn being 40 meters at the equator, and at all meridians. The current global coordinates use degrees longitude 0 to 180 degrees westward and eastward, and degrees latitude 0 to 90 northward and southward. The new coordinates would abandon north, south, east, and west references. Longitude, 0, 999,999 myoturns, with 0 being the prime meridian advancing westward, in the direction opposite that of world rotation. Latitude, 0 to 500,000 myoturns, with 0 being the North Pole, 500,000 being the South Pole. TSD has a unique method of measuring time before its epoch in anti-spatium dates, ISD, which is also in positive time. Epoch of it is June 21st, year 271,826 BC. In the prehistoric times at midnight universal time is ASD 0. ASD 99,900 on October 3, 1957, 23:59 universal time and 59 seconds in a second or second later as TSD 0. ASD spans the 270,000-year existence of our species Homo sapiens sapiens. Recorded human history begins approximately ASD 97,822,730 million, 97,822,730 MSASD or 4004 BCE earliest recorded date. I to pause for a moment because we are awaiting the Master 1 15-minute countdown kickoff to the new Nyasekant, as Jared, Richard, and the crew are ready to kick off the 15-click countdown sequence as it's about to start. 15-minute countdown sequence is now underway, as that is to follow a 10,000 second countdown, or hex dozenal, hex minoro, 1 choi countdown. This is we have 1 choi on the clock, 24 decinutes. As that is also kicking off now, as we must continue off. 97,824 279 MSASD on 4000 BC. 98,189 532 MSASD on 3000 BC. 98,554 784 MSASD on 2000 BC. 98,920 037 MSASD on 1000 BC. 99 million MSASD on 781 BC. 99,285 289 MSASD on year 1 AD. 99,650 176 MSASD on New Year's 1000 AD. Elite year 0, 0000 elite metric date elite. 000000 MSTSD on New Year's 1957 or elite year 0957. 015 429 MSTSD on at the turn of the millennium year 2000, elite year 1000, 000 elite medic date millennial. 020,000 MSTSD in 2012 elite year 1012, Canbor DEIN year 7 on September 6th, Etna 6th ESC, Zeta 6 EDC, 4571 EMD 369 813 EMDE, elite day 188, 2718, 583, Delta Tau 5 ZAT 83er, Zikal 65 day 21, Imalga CHES Not 7, Gone year 7. Start of this year, elite year 1020, 2020, gone year 15 is 022 733 ms, January 1st, 1903, 99,980,000 MSASD, was the nearest date at which the new Nyasekant and Civil New Year fall on the same day. The TS system is also proposed for use on future off-world colonies. Since several modern calendar systems use lunar cycles, the TSD linear includes ordinal new moons in its notation, alongside ordinal solar days and civil dates, for easy conversion. New Moon 1 occurred on MS 000019, October 23, 1957. New Moon 576 occurred on MS 016999, April 19, 2004. This is the countdowns are underway, for the subject at 8 o'clock p.m. Elite City for both subjects. This is the revelers gear up for the final countdown toward final 12 minutes. I do not expect subject gamer related to begin occur at this time. EL-NYE is first to learn on this, as we must hand off to Raymond Blake at EL-NYE Arena, fast. I am Raymond Blake from EL-NYE. This is a false start. This is a false start. The EDA worker has fired the wrong cue. However, we learn, we must announce the esports match that just get announced to begin soon, to at least imminently. Red Neo Force takes on against Neo Quora Esports as they compete in best of 1 in Tron Laurent. To repeat, Red Neo Force takes on against Neo Quora Esports as they compete in best of 1 in Tron Laurent. Correction, best of 5. This is now a best of 5 in Tron Laurent. We now learn, this is a confirmed special sponsored esports match gamer battle called ZGR. Z-Fuel Esports Gamer Battle Nya Shastadari 2026, EY1026, NTS 1001.0, TDE 2003, Nyasekant 25.0, Sezimal-Holocene Year 2 NIF Hex 3 Arda 2 NIF Hex 4. This is the esports match gamer battle is on now on EL-NYE. This is we are given near-term notice on the subject.
I am Chris K. Cryptor and this is Mark U. Cryptor from Studio RDE. This just into RDK Newsline. We have this development into RDK 3000 TriStar RDK Newsline and update to development as esports alert last hour.
We at RDK Newsline learn, the video game end mode has been announced. Red Neo Force takes on Neo Quora is slated to compete in best of 5, in Tron Laurent. To repeat, best of 5 in Tron Laurent initially best of 1, since this is now a confirmed special sponsored esports match gamer battle as it was initial as friendly, this it's code-named, Nya Shastadari 2026, EY1026. This mastered by Z-Fuel Esports Experience with Z-Fuel GR Blitz.
This is we had to Silimcast BWG2N since 1830 RDKELC and cut out a 24EH Silimcast on RDK TV in emergency move once we received word of the match after introduction of the teams and interview. This due to being very important and high priority.
We must pass on a programming notice for those willing to tune to RDK ESP Net 3 on VWG2N Extra. We have received word. The show needs to conclude this as the show on streaming channels of Aero and Vero, Vero Plus and Aero Breeze, needs to conclude. This is EL-NYE Net Game Day live tonight on the said match to be prioritized. as for some reason, GDL2N also airing on Vero TV and Aerovision, in which results in code AGR and VGR during VWG2N airing as its temp until VWG2N hosts arrive at EDA.
This is we also received word of code TRD, Trex Vision 8 and Breeze Vision 3 Simulcasting RDK 3000 TriStar television service as we welcome to viewers of TXV8 and BZV3. I am Chris K. Crypter and this is Mark E. Crypter from Studio RDE.
We have received update, the esports match gamer battle, Neo Quora Esports, and Red Neo Force, in best of 5, Tron Laurent, slated to begin at 19:53 RDK ELC in 20 seconds. This on final 6 Sezimal minutes being Hex Pashas, being Arda Agrimas. Nif Arda Anugas and Hex Shader Abotis to the Sezimal Shastadari Holocene Equinox New Year and New Nyasekant.
This is it to begin in next minute and a half. Coverage is on now on RDK Net, also on RDKTSR Radio Service 4. Stand by for a programming alert.
This is an RDK 3000 TriStar television service programming alert. We have to pass a programming alert to you.
Tonight's episode of BWG2N needs to conclude. This is the esports match of Neo Quora and Red Neo Force is so trending as it's so popular as it's red hot as it exceeds subjects in relation to the new Nyasekant and the Sezimal Shastadari Holocene Equinox New Year. The show gets to conclude for the night. This is the BWG2N cast of Elito GR Net Game Day live tonight on the said esports match gamer battle of Neo Quora and Red Neo Force in best of 5 in Tron Laurent is being converted to Simulcast on Vero Television, also on Aerovision. Joining with Aero Breeze and Vero Plus, as it to be priority for the evening.
This is RDK 3000 TriStar Today Prime Edition, up next to be extended to 2-hour special edition as the VWGT hosts to return in tomorrow's show. This is for the esports match, reminder, Neo Quora, and Red Neo Force in best of 5 in Tron Laurent. Coverage on RDKTSR Network on RDK Net and on RDKTSR Radio Service 4.
Main on RDK Net 1. Excite feed on RDK Net 2. Minimap on RDK Net 3.
This is the esports match gamer battle kicks off now.
Happening now. Red Neo Force takes on against Neo Quora in an esports match gamer battle in best of 5 in Tron Laurent in the ZGR. Z-Fueled Esports Gamer Battle NYA Shasta Duel 2026. EY 1026 as they compete in battle at Elito Digi Arena Esports Gamer Battle Arena in Elite City, Federal District, Elitopia.
This is watch parties get underway at Elito Sphere, in which movie premiere gets cancelled at last minute, also at Neo Arena, also at Elito DG Arena of Elito Plaza Center and Neo Arena Counterpart, also at ADA, and esports arenas in Xenopolis City, Doge City, Neon City, Aristar, Iontopolis. Even in Camaro City in early morning during March break.
This is we to cover subject on RDK 3000 TriStar Today. Up next, as with the final countdown to the new Nyasekant, as the RDK Countdown Watch continues with RDKTSRT Prime.